It's May, which means summer blockbuster season is upon us. One of those blockbusters is the upcoming The Mandalorian and Grogu, the next chapter in the Star Wars universe, and it got us thinking about one of the most important composers in film history, John Williams. Today we're using that as a jumping off point to talk about his incredible career, his impact on film music, and why his sound is so instantly recognizable across generations. Then we're taking it a step further by building a John Williams Hall of Fame, looking at some of his most iconic film scores and debating which ones stand at the very top. Thanks for joining us for episode 4 of For the Record with CMC Neptune. We'll get into it right after this. I'm your host, Drew Rourke, and joining me today is our usual audio guy, Dalton Ogden. Sir, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. A little nervous to be in front of the cameras today.
You're good. This is going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
So we're talking about John Williams this is coming out the day that The Mandalorian and Grogu comes out. We're recording it a little early, but it comes out the day it comes out. So before we get into it, just quickly, I wanted to ask, are you excited for Mandalorian and Grogu?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I want to be optimistic.
Me too.
I love The Mandalorian. He's so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as a character, he's very cool.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of him.
I guess I'll kind of keep my opinions to myself about how the show's gone.
Yeah.
And the later seasons. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think it'll at least be a movie.
It will be a movie. We'll see how it goes. It's the first Star Wars movie to come out in a movie theater since 2019. So that's 7 years.
It's been that long.
So yeah, Rise of Skywalker came out in 2019. So I hope it's good just for that sake, because it's a new Star Wars movie.
Grogu's cute. My mom's gonna flip over him. Yeah. So that'll be good.
Pedro Pascal's famous. That's cool. So we're talking about John Williams. John Williams is not doing the score for Mandalorian and Grogu. That's being done by Ludwig Göransson, who has done many great scores. But we wanted to talk about John Williams in the wake of this movie coming out. So I wanted to start by just giving some context about who John Williams is. He is an American-born, New York-born composer. He was born in 1932. He grew up in a music family. His father was a jazz percussionist. He went to Juilliard to study music and with a focus on piano performance. Then he went on in the 50s to work as a studio pianist in Hollywood, and that led to him becoming a film composer. And obviously the rest is history.
Yeah.
So John Williams, who is John Williams to you?
Pure nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly. And I think of John Williams, I think of, obviously Star Wars.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I grew up religiously watching Indiana Jones. I remember I was Indiana Jones, I think 3 years in a row for Halloween.
Nice.
And I was begging my parents to get me lessons on how to use the whip so that I could be like him. And of course they refused.
Yeah.
And eventually they had to take it away from me because they caught me in the backyard just flinging it. And I wound up hitting myself in the head with the whip.
It's not ideal.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm fine, I guess. Yeah.
You turned out all right.
I'm here. Very nostalgia based for me, but also, I mean, the more and more I've listened to his music for this podcast and also outside of this podcast, just inspirational. All of his music, he's very what's the word? Very,
is it
all around, he can do multiple,
all-encompassing kind of thing.
I mean, he can go genre to genre.
Yeah, he can do just about anything.
Yeah, I mean, and it's still him. You could still tell it's a John Williams thing. Most of the time, at least. There are a few on this list that kind of caught me off guard.
Me too. We'll talk about it.
But no matter what he does, it's great.
Yeah.
And it always builds it builds that thematic experience, the cinema with it.
Yeah. For me, like you said, we had a similar experience, grew up watching Star Wars, and we'll talk about it, but my favorite movie is E.T. Favorite movie of all time is E.T.
E.T. Phone Home.
E.T. Phone Home. I mean, I believe he has over 150 film credits just as a composer.
That's insane.
That's unbelievable.
That's a lot. I have a hard time finishing one song.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable.
I'm lucky if I write the chorus of a song
right.
and then even think about it a year later.
Yeah. So obviously he's got just the stats under his belt, but then you listen to these scores and they work incredibly well in the films, obviously, which I think is obviously most important. But just listening to them on their own, we listened to a lot of them just now before we started recording, and they work on their own. Just listening to them, they stand on their own.
It builds a story without even having to watch the movie.
100%. Yeah, if you listen to the score from any of those movies all the way through, every single track, you can visualize the whole movie, which I think is just a really special. It makes it for the listening experience to be very special. So like we said, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Harry Potter.
That's one actually I did not know. I didn't know he wrote Hedwig's theme. Yeah, I mean, and I love Harry Potter.
Yes.
I grew up, me and my mom would be first in line the day that the movie came out. Mm-hmm. Like we would be there watching the movie. Yeah. I grew up on the books with my mom being a teacher and everything. She had me like start reading those books pretty early on. I mean, that was history. Yeah, I love Harry Potter. But I didn't know that. Yeah. And it only makes sense because it's so good.
Right. Yeah. It's such a special score that it's identified with Harry Potter. But then once you know that it's John Williams, you can pick out the John Williams isms in it. And it's identifiable in that way. But he's become a major part of pop culture in like a way that,
I mean, everywhere. You see those GIFs. You see those GIFs like where he's like playing the piano and it's on fire and everything. Right. That is like that man is
a whole new
culture.
level. And like film composers aren't really talked about that way. It's like it's John Williams and Hans Zimmer are kind of the only two that have broken into culture that way. So I just think it's fast. He's just had a fascinating career.
Do you think those movies would be what they are without John Williams?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Like if you think about Star Wars,
dude,
think about the first second of Star Wars. Like,
dude,
it's not Star Wars.
I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. Same with Indiana Jones, or the big one for me is Jaws. If someone else did Jaws, and we're going to talk about Jaws in a little bit, those two notes, someone else probably would have done something completely different, and you need that two note.
I don't think I could think about a shark without thinking about that thing.
Right. You go to the beach and you hear that in your head. Like it's
I won't get in that water. I'm too scared.
No way. Me neither. So yeah, it's broken in. He's broken into culture in a really interesting way. So today we're doing a Hall of Fame, and in our CMC Neptune music library, 19 of John Williams' film scores are represented. So if you're an elementary school teacher or administrator who needs cinematic, lyric-free songs to play during tests, study time, in music class, or wherever else you might need music in the school day, Neptune SchoolZone has you covered. Along with these John Williams scores, we also have hundreds of other soundtracks ready to play at the touch of a button. To learn more, visit neptunenow.com. So we're doing a Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Like I just said, 19 of his films are represented in our library. Some of those are just franchises. So Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, those they're just represented. We're counting those as one.
To have 19 films that you've composed in is already nuts in itself.
Yeah. On
top of like the 150.
And these are just the scores that we could get in time to record this podcast. So
Chad's probably going crazy on John Williams right now.
Chad Lebo, he's going to be on an episode soon. Chad Lebo, our music expert. I asked for him to add some scores to our library, and he did that super fast.
Shout out Chad.
There are so many scores that we're not even going to talk about today that are also all-time scores.
Oh yeah, I've got a couple of honorable mentions in here that I can't leave out.
For sure, we got to talk about those. So today we're doing a Hall of Fame. We're choosing from 19 film scores, and we're going to be choosing 10 that represent the Hall of Fame. We have a document that we're going to be going through, and we're going to be marking the films that are going in green, the films that we're not totally sure about, yellow. So at the end, if we don't have 10 greens, we'll go back to the yellows, pick some to add back in, and the ones that we know will not go in, and we're going to make red. And I think there's a few.
There's a few reds.
So
I'd like to say there's lots of greens, but honestly, there's so many good ones that I feel like there's going to be quite a few yellows.
There could be a few yellows. So we're just going to get into it.
Oh yeah.
Starting in 1971.
I wasn't born then.
I was not either. It was going to be a while before we were born. John Williams did the score for Fiddler on the Roof. This is a movie I've never seen. And I've still not watched it.
That's news to me.
Yeah.
You are the movie man.
I try to be. I just haven't gotten around to this one. So this was interestingly, his first Oscar nomination under the name John Williams. So before that went by Johnny Williams. He had 3 Oscar nominations before Fiddler on the Roof as Johnny Williams. But as John Williams, Fiddler on the Roof was his first Oscar nomination, and he won. That's a way to start.
This was an odd one.
It is an odd one.
But, I mean, still good.
It's quite good. I didn't know. I mean, I knew Fiddler on the Roof was a musical, but I just never heard it. I know nothing about Fiddler on the Roof. So I started listening to it, and I was just not aware of it, I guess. What did you think about it?
Definitely, I wasn't expecting it. Yeah. I don't seek musicals though. Yeah. I think the only musical that I really love is like La La Land.
Yeah.
And then the Muppet movie that came out 2012?
Yeah.
Something like that. Those are the only 2 musicals that I seek. But listening to this, it was odd. I honestly wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
Because whenever I think of John Williams, I think of very orchestral, full band and everything.
Right.
But then you have this guy singing opera.
Yeah.
And also these different themes too. It's not just like an orchestra. There's cultural themes that go into it as well. So it caught me off guard, but it was still really good. And even without watching the movie or the musical, I got the gist of it.
Yeah, it worked on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think red or yellow? Because I don't think this is a definitive green off the top. Unless we want to say it is because he won his first Oscar for it.
And it's his first Oscar, but it's something I'd never even heard of.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of hard because this is, again, 1971. We weren't born yet. So this could hit a whole lot harder for our older viewers.
Yeah, for
Not
sure.
that y'all are old. Y'all aren't old. Don't hurt me. I'm sorry. I'd say yellow.
Okay, let's yellow it just for conversation's sake.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 years later, 1975, perhaps the greenest green on this whole, well, maybe the second greenest green, Jaws.
Burn up.
I'm just going to go ahead and make it green before we even get into it.
That has to be green.
I think, obviously, Jaws is one of the greatest movies ever, directed by Steven Spielberg.
I think.
Invented the modern blockbuster.
Yeah.
And the music is, you can't separate it. It's so a part of that that feeling of watching that movie that, like we said, going to the beach, you hear it in your head, and it scares you. It scares you to go into the ocean. It's so effective.
Seeing this movie for the first time, I think it was in the middle of the summer. Shark Week was happening, and so with both of my parents being teachers, they were resting. They were not about to. So I turned on the TV and Shark Week was on, and I remember hearing that theme for the first time before Jaws himself went after the boat and got our guy. I can't remember his name for the life. It was his boat though.
Yes, Quint.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the first scene I saw from that movie.
That's
and
terrifying.
And
it still works today.
My heart still beats a little bit quicker. It really works. It does. Sets that tone.
And because the majority of the movie you don't see the shark, so it's the music is what identifies the shark in the movie for us as the viewer.
Something you can't see versus something you can see is definitely a lot scarier.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that goes for the entirety of the ocean.
Yeah, for sure.
And why I would never be a marine biologist.
No, never. But yeah, that 2-note score really makes an impact.
Oh yeah.
The following year, 1976, Midway. This is the second film on this list, second of 3 that I've not seen.
I have also not seen this movie.
But it's a war movie. It's a pretty standard war movie.
Yeah.
And I would say the music is as such. It's, to me, listening to it and having seen many other war movies, it didn't stand out as much like anything all that special to me. It's not bad by any means. I mean, we're talking about the greatest composer ever. It's very good. It's just there's nothing really special about it to me. What did you think? I
don't know. It's definitely when I listened to the soundtrack, it felt like John Williams. Whenever I think,
for sure,
when I think of his movies like this, it was definitely that adventure, wartime stuff like that. He keeps those themes pretty consistently throughout his career. and I could hear that.
Yeah.
And I mean, it kind of like obviously it writes the story. But yeah, like again, great soundtrack. Never seen the movie, but it didn't stand out to me more than the rest.
Yeah, and I'd say Red.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah. Okay. 1977.
Sorry, Midway fans.
Sorry, Midway. 1977. The green of all greens. Star Wars.
I hate that movie.
Who likes Star Wars? Star Wars is. I just recently, for May the 4th, I rewatched A New Hope.
Okay, I thought you were going to tell me you went all the way from the beginning to end, which is something you would do.
That is something I would do. No, I just rewatched A New Hope, which is my favorite Star Wars movie, and from the opening second, when Star Wars pops up on screen and the fanfare is going, it's like instantly transferred back to my childhood.
Star Wars was one of those movies that like started to like making like being a nerd is like kind of a norm thing. People aren't hiding it anymore.
Yeah, for sure. It was cool to like Star Wars.
I've never seen my father as excited as he was to like show me Star Wars for the first time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I may have been 2 or 3 years old, but it's stuck with me since.
Yeah. And you've got the main theme, you've got the Imperial March. You've got like the I'm forgetting what the name of the track is, but whenever Luke is looking out at the suns, music. You've got Leia's theme.
Yeah.
Also in later
Duel of the Fates.
Duel of the Fates.
Dude, that is something.
Revenge of the Sith, the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan. That music.
Heartbreaking. That was like being like 5 years old. All the adults knew that he was about to become Vader, and then Lego went and spoiled it for me and showed Anakin becoming Darth Vader, and you go, no.
Yeah, right. And then later in the sequels, you got Rey's theme, which I think is like a real standout of those movies.
Oh yeah,
same with
definitely.
The Kylo Ren theme, whatever that one was called. I think that's really good.
Yeah, those two definitely stuck out to me more than the movies themselves.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Not to slander the first one. Like The Force Awakens was good. We don't have to get into the next two. The Force Awakens was good.
I like Last Jedi. I actually love Last Jedi.
Okay,
but
I know you like that one.
Yeah, I can't say anything about Rise of Skywalker. Positive.
Somehow Palpatine returned,
and somehow Star Wars is green.
Star Wars is green.
Okay, next up, 1978, the following year. He's cranking them out. He's doing amazing score after amazing score every year.
This one
is also an all-timer for me.
Oh yeah.
1978 Superman. This is the Christopher Reeve Superman.
This one was so good that it continues to be Superman's theme.
Truly. Like literally, we got a new Superman last year, and they used the theme in the trailer.
Like even though it was like a bit like more of like an electric guitar with a little bit more distortion, it was still that. Yeah,
it's kind of like the James Bond theme, where it's like it has to be that music forever.
I mean, when you think of Superman, you think of that
totally, and it's kind of the greatest comic book movie theme too. I don't think it's ever been topped, at least for me, my personal taste. Maybe Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's definitely. They have a few different themes for Spider-Man, though.
Yeah. The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man theme is pretty unbelievable. But yeah, Superman green, our third green on this list.
It has to be.
It's just one of the greats.
I mean, it's stuck around for so long.
Next one I'm not a big fan of. 1979, the film. That's the year. The film is 1941. Another Steven Spielberg movie. This is a war comedy, a World War II comedy.
That's tough.
It's tough. It's not a very good movie, and the score. Ouch. It's just not. It's.
I haven't seen this one. I'll take your word for it.
It's like universally understood to be Spielberg's either worst or one of his worst movies. He'll even say that. And the score is kind of similar to Midway in a way, where it's just kind of like a standard war score, but kind of a bit lighter. They felt
very similar.
Yeah.
I really not seeing this movie. You said comedy. I didn't get the comedy from the tracks at all.
Yeah.
So I did not know that.
Yeah. It's a weird watch. Wouldn't recommend it.
I'll make my roommate watch it and let me know what he feels. He'll probably fall asleep quarter way in, but
I think that's definitively a red.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and
just read that one. All right. A few years later, 1981. This is the third and final film that I've not seen on this list. Heart Beeps. Had you ever heard of this movie before we started prepping for this?
No.
Neither had I. I did not know this movie existed. And I'll be upfront and say I think it's a definite red.
You think so?
I did not care for it.
You didn't like the soundtrack, or did you?
I haven't seen the movie. I did not care for the music. At least I didn't listen to the whole soundtrack. I listened to a few tracks, and the opening track is like a synth-based score.
Okay, that's the one that kind of did it for me, though.
You liked it.
So,
okay.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying I liked it, but it worked.
Okay. Yeah.
It worked. So, like, looking into the movie and seeing what it's about and everything.
I'm sure it works in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, those, like, synthy, like, things and everything. But then it also, there's a lot of tracks that, like, bring the John Williams-esque, like, sound to it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, with those, like, synths and stuff, like, one of the ones that stood out was, like, a Crime Buster.
Okay.
That one stood out to me. Again, I haven't watched the movie, but with it being, I think, about robots.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Like have emotions and everything. Those synths bring, like, in the techno, like, vibe, bring that, like, vibe to it.
For sure.
I think if I watched the movie, the soundtrack would probably go with it. Still not my favorite, though.
Yeah.
I'm just not into stuff like that.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think it works very much.
Growing up, like, playing the violin and everything, definitely more of his, like, orchestral and, like, big band stuff stick out to me.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Heartbeeps is definitely a red, I think.
Yeah, sorry.
All good. Sorry, Heartbeeps.
I'll watch you one day, maybe.
One day.
Perhaps.
The exact same year, 1981, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark came out.
Definite green.
Without a doubt.
I'm calling it.
Without a doubt. Indiana Jones has 5 films. I don't know if you went through all of them or just the first one, but they obviously the main themes stick throughout, but there's like an interesting evolution throughout all the movies too.
Yeah.
So it's and I think he does the same thing with Star Wars, where each movie kind of evolves a bit and changes, and some of them get darker or not, but because the settings change in each movie, it like the kind of the cultural atmosphere of the scores can shift.
One thing that I've noticed about, like, all of John Williams' music is that it almost feels like he's looking into the scene before he writes the song.
Absolutely.
And it only builds it more.
Yeah.
It's like same thing throughout all of Indiana Jones, like you were saying. Like the darker ones, the like lighter tones, and then keeping that, like, is it called the Raiders March, or is it just his theme in general?
It's the Raiders March. I think so. Yeah, I think that's right.
It's just throughout the entire series, though, it is so good.
It's incredible.
Did he directed the last 2 as well? Like
Spielberg, he did the 4th one. He did Crystal Skull, and then James Mangold did Dial of Destiny. But
Williams did
all the scores. Yeah, Indiana Jones, one of the greatest franchises ever, and the music is very important.
Oh yeah.
1982. My fave.
I already know.
My number one. No matter what. This was always going to be a green.
1982.
E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Man, I could talk about this movie for hours. I could probably do a whole podcast episode on this movie.
I could listen to you talk about this movie for hours.
It's a very special movie to me. He won an Oscar for this film, for this score.
He deserved an Oscar.
He deserved that Oscar.
Times 5.
Certainly. This score, this is probably my favorite film score of all time. I think it's very special. Particularly the piano in the film, how he does the piano, the closing track. I don't know. I think it's probably just called credits or something like that, but it plays over the credits of the film. It's unbelievably beautiful. It's incredible.
My standout was Flying.
Yes. Oh, of course.
Flying.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I think it was Flying and then Over the Moon or Above the Moon, something like that. But those two.
I mean, like, iconic scenes. The music, the way the music swells in all those scenes is just like, for me, it being my favorite movie. Like, it makes me emotional watching it.
Oh yeah.
And the music is a big part of that.
I think. Recently, before this podcast, we went and rewatched it. That movie means a lot more to me now than it did before. And E.T. did, in fact, phone home.
He sure did.
And also Yoda was there for some reason.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Shout out Yoda. And then they had E.T. in Star Wars as well.
Phantom Menace, I believe. Yeah.
Cool Easter eggs.
Yeah, good stuff. Speaking of home. I love a good segue. 8 years later, 1990, Home Alone.
I think this one is probably going to be a green.
Yeah.
Maybe yellow. Maybe.
We can talk about it. I mean,
but it's it's very Christmas coded.
It is.
When I think of Christmas, I think of this movie immediately.
As do I.
And this, like, it's one of the first movies that, like, the sequel was my favorite over the first one.
Yeah.
And I love both movies. But the sequel, for some reason, with him being, like, alone in New York, and then also in the abandoned building, whenever he was just beating the crud out of Harry and, what was his name, Norm?
Norm. I think that's right.
Yeah. That, like, and when he got electrocuted and all the feathers and everything, that had me cracking up, like, hard to breathe. Then whenever him and his mom stood there in front of, like, the big tree in the square and everything, very emotional stuff.
Yeah, and the way the music swells, and
it builds the Christmas theme.
Yeah, and I think it's the opening track of the first score, Somewhere in My Memory. I mean, it's like, to me, that's what Christmas sounds like. Like that's what I identify Christmas with.
It's kind of hard to for it to feel like Christmas without that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's my favorite Christmas movie, so it's one I watch every year, and that music really stands out. It being a Christmas score, do we want to make it green, or do we want to go yellow and come back to it? I think we've got a few, like, auto greens in here, but not a ton.
So let's yellow this one.
Let's yellow it, and we'll come back. The following year, Hook. Another Steven Spielberg collaboration, an adaptation of Peter Pan later in his life, whenever he's an adult. This movie, we were talking about it during our break, but I didn't see it until I was older. I saw it for the first time just a few years ago, as I was trying to watch through all of Steven Spielberg's movies. And man, this movie's good.
It is.
This movie's really good, and the score, it doesn't stand out to me amongst the other amongst the other John Williams scores, but it's very good.
Yeah.
It's just not one that so many of these I identify the movie by the score.
Definitely.
When I think of the movie, I kind of hear the score in my head. I can't say the same for Hook.
I think he did a really good job at making it feel like it was like a Peter Pan movie. Absolutely. And everything like that. But like you said, it didn't make the movie.
Yeah.
Like Robin Williams, I think. I mean, obviously the late Robin Williams, wonderful actor, but I think his acting and everything is what really made that movie. Him falling back to like childlike wonder and wanting to stay there after all these years of like letting that go and being an adult and everything.
Do we want to yellow it and come back, or should we?
Yeah, I think we yellow this one because this movie didn't stand out. This movie didn't stand out a whole lot to me until I was a little bit older. Yeah, and like I said, he did a great job with like keeping the music feeling like it was a Peter Pan movie, but the movie itself felt like more than the tracks. Yeah.
The same year he did the score for JFK. This is a film about the investigation of the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Have you seen this movie?
No, but listening to the track and like looking into it, it felt pretty like
it's intense, man.
It felt pretty dark and like mysterious.
I highly recommend you watch this movie. It is incredible.
It's one of those. It's one of the ones in this list that like after hearing the soundtrack, I want to watch the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, the soundtrack, like very like cinematic. I keep calling it a soundtrack.
Score.
Yeah. It's a score. Very cinematic. I'm gonna put this one in yellow. I haven't seen the movie yet, but it made me want to watch the movie.
That's a good like indicator, I think.
I think
yellow
the fact that the music makes me want to watch the movie.
1992, Far and Away. This is a movie with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. This one has a very strong Irish influence. I haven't seen the movie in a long time, so I don't quite remember.
Put that down.
I don't quite remember what it's about. But listening to it, I think it's good, but I don't. It's not one that really stands out to me.
Yeah, I think this one's probably gonna have to be a red for me.
Yeah,
I
agree.
I think like the Irish themes and everything are like really cool. Definitely a little bit like different for him. I mean, if you go back to like the Fiddler on the Roof and everything, he goes back to that, like bringing the culture into his music as well. But it just didn't stand out enough for me to want to like put it in yellow or green.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the Fighting Donnellys and the land race on this score made the movie stand out a little bit more to me, but everything else was just kind of like,
I'm with you. Following year, 1993, In 1993, he actually did 2 scores. We're only going to talk about one.
Oh.
But he did Jurassic Park and Schindler's List.
Oh.
Which Schindler's List is not currently in our library, but it could easily be added. We just didn't get it in time.
Both great.
Both unbelievably good. So Jurassic Park.
Automatic green. Sorry.
Auto green.
I have to. I don't know if you agree with that.
I agree with it wholeheartedly. I think it's one of the 5 greatest scores of all time.
I think whenever he like tapped his friend's head, whenever he was tapping her head, and he was like taking his sunglasses off and everything, and
they see the big dinosaur, and
he's looking up. Is it Bronchiosaurus?
I think so. I don't remember my dinosaurs.
Bronchitis. But that, and then that score, the theme right there.
Oh my gosh,
it's everything. It made you feel like, even though like looking at it now, obviously like with CGI and everything developing and like being a lot better, those dinosaurs were real dinosaurs to me.
100%. And the music is so like important for that feeling.
Oh yeah.
It's like the awe and wonder. It makes you feel like a kid again whenever you see it. But that moment is the moment that I think of whenever they're in the car and they see it. And
do you think, did he do any of Jurassic World or?
That's a good question. I don't know. Let me Google it right on the spot. So we're spelling Jurassic. He did not. Michael Giacchino did, who's a great composer in his own right. But yeah, he only did I believe he only did the original trilogy. Jurassic Park, Auto Green, one of the greats. 2001, the film AI, Artificial Intelligence.
It's another one that I hadn't seen, but I think I told you that everything about this score made me want to watch this movie. Yeah.
This is one that this is early 2000s. Of the early 2000s run we're about to have, this is, I mean, we're about to talk about some great movies, but this one really stands out to me. Great movie in its like just as a film, but the score, it's very delicate and like gentle in a way until it's not, and then it gets very intense. But because of what the movie's about, it's about a child, not a real child, an AI child, but a child. So it's very, there's a lullaby. It's like very soft and gentle and sweet.
The lullaby stood out. For Always.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I think so. Yeah.
I've been listening to that song on repeat.
Yeah.
And
it's great.
It's so good.
It's beautiful.
It really is.
Yeah. I trying to decide if it would be a yellow or a green. I love it. But
I'm gonna yellow this one.
I would agree. Let's come back to it because we have some good ones coming up.
Oh yeah. We have one that's kind of hard to.
Another auto green, I think. Yeah. Also in 2001, starting in 2001, going until I think 2011. Harry Potter. Green. Green. Hedwig's theme is like a generational piece of music. It is.
I wonder. It almost feels like Superman, like the Superman theme that he did. I wonder. It's going to be hard in the show to not have something like that.
I think they're using the music.
You think so?
I believe so.
It'd be kind of hard not
to. Based on the trailer that they've released, it seems like they're using, at least maybe not the whole thing, but they're using like motifs and then they'll build something around it. With all these franchises, it's hard to separate it from the franchise. It's like James Bond in that way, where it's like that's the music for that character. And similar to Indiana Jones, with each movie, the music kind of evolves and gets darker as do the themes of the movie. So yeah, I love those movies and that score.
Yeah, I think this is definite green.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, like grew up going to the theaters, was there for every single one of them except for the 2001. Yeah. I was a baby.
Yeah.
Green. Okay. I love these movies. They're so good.
In 2002, Minority Report. What did you think of this one?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. Mm-hmm. I really liked the cello and a lot of them. There's a lot of very dark tones, and that's something that I look for in music like this. Yeah. At least like when it's like orchestral and like big band and stuff. I like those darker tones.
For sure.
Cello got to be one of my favorite instruments too.
Yeah.
To listen to at least.
Yeah.
I kind of want to put this one in green, but I want to get your thoughts on it.
I love this movie, and I do really like this score. It is darker, more suspenseful compared to some of the other lighter fare that we have in these. So yeah, I'm down to make that green. I think it supports that movie very well. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but
I've only seen like bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's a very dark movie, and it's very interesting. And I think the music is a really interesting part of the whole piece.
Yeah, so, it very much stood out to me.
Yeah, I'm counting how many greens we have. We have 1, 2, 3,
Might have
4,
too many.
5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 2 more greens. We'll have to have a conversation here, but we got 3 more to talk about. Catch Me If You Can, also in 2002. To me, this one is an auto green, but I don't want to jump too far ahead. I love the kind of jazzy.
It was
vibe
definitely jazzy.
I love that about it. I'm a big jazz fan.
You don't hear that a lot with his stuff either.
Not at all. No.
He did it great though.
He did. I think it stands out really well. This movie's set in I want to say in the 50s. I could be completely wrong about that.
I think
50s
it was based on a
60s.
true story.
It is, yeah.
Which is also insane.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. But it feels of that era in a really cool way.
Yeah, I want to at least make this one yellow,
okay.
but like it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got other ones, so it could still be a green. I've rewatched this movie multiple times now.
It's amazing.
It's entertaining all the way through, all the way up into him trying to leave and get on an airplane, even though the FBI had already caught him and everything. And then he finally succumbs and he's like, all right, I'll come back with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely a yellow. Sorry, I know you wanted it to be a green.
We'll yellow it and we'll come back. We have some things we can move around. 2004, The Terminal. This is a lesser seen film by Steven Spielberg. I like it. I don't love it. But a kind of whimsical score. That doesn't wow me.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. I think it works for this movie. If you've seen the movie, it fits the vibe of the film very well, which is like a funny, light kind of thing.
I may have seen the entirety of the movie, but not altogether, just on YouTube Shorts.
Like through clips. Yeah. It's a strangely clipped movie.
Yeah.
To me, it's not going to go in, but it's good.
I think it's good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I
don't think so.
There's not much to say about it. I mean, it's okay. It's fine. I highly recommend listening to it. Like it's worth your time.
Yeah.
And the movie's worth seeing, but it's not one that it's not Hall of Fame worthy. 2012, our final film that we're going to talk about.
2012.
2012. Yeah.
So I thought you meant the movie for a second.
No. It came out in 2012. Lincoln. Again, another Steven Spielberg film. One of his 50 Oscar nominations, which is just an unbelievable stat. Lincoln is a great film, and it's one of those where the film is very good and the music is very good, but it's not one that I don't think of the music first. I think of Daniel Day-Lewis and the great cast and just what the framework of the movie more than I think about the music. But listening to it, I think it's very beautiful.
I mean, it's kind of hard with movies like this because it's. You know who Lincoln is. Everyone knows who Lincoln is. So whenever you're building something like that, it's hard to build a story when the story's already been written.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, it's real life. And I think he did a great job at making it feel like an Abraham Lincoln movie. Like a lot of the songs feeling presidential, inspirational, things like that.
Of the time.
Yeah,
for sure.
But
Hall of Fame, I don't know.
Where do you stand?
I'm going to say red, just for the sake of time and conversation. I think red is...
I think
we have a lot of yellows that we need to sort through.
Yeah,
so
I think my reaction was enough to put that in red anyways.
Yeah, let's go red. Okay. So currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 greens. We're running low on time, so I just say we kind of jam through this. I think we can definitively say that Fiddler on the Roof is not going to go in.
Yeah, no. There's too many good ones on here.
Historic and important, but for our sake, I think we're going to say red on that. And then Home Alone. I think. How about this? We've got 8. We need 2 greens. Why don't you pick one and I pick one? How do you feel about that? Just like as a compromise?
Dang it.
Or do we need to collaborate on?
Because if I pick one, I'm going to pick artificial intelligence.
I think it's a very cool pick.
I think that even though I haven't seen that movie, it stands out to me so much.
I say then, yeah.
And I already know what your green's going to be.
It's Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
I think this is a cool list. I think obviously we didn't do Home Alone or Hook. but just for the sake of list making, I think it's kind of a fun list.
Yeah.
So I'll recap these real quick. Our John Williams Hall of Fame is Jaws in 1975, Star Wars in 1977, Superman in 1978, Indiana Jones in 1981, E.T. the Extraterrestrial in 1982, Jurassic Park in 1993, AI Artificial Intelligence in 2001, Harry Potter in 2001, Minority Report in 2002, and Catch Me If You Can in 2002.
Honestly, I think this is the perfect list for this.
I think it's a really solid list.
I think this is great. I don't think we went wrong at all.
No, not at all. And obviously there are scores that we didn't talk about. You said that you had a few honorable mentions. Do you want to just fire those off real quick?
Duel of Fates. That was my honorable mention.
Yeah,
that was the one.
Yeah.
That was the one.
One of the greatest scenes and
grew up
music.
Playing with toy lightsabers with neighborhood friends, and we'd be like acting like we were the choir, and then we go, oh, while we played.
Yeah, that's a great one. Again, like I said, Schindler's List. We didn't talk about it, but amazing score.
Yeah,
dark movie, a very heavy movie, but the score is beautiful. That's probably my honorable mention. All right, we did it. Dalton,
this was fun.
Thank you for joining. I'm glad to have you out from behind the scenes in front of the camera.
I love this, but I'm probably going to scurry right back there after this.
That's fine. So thank you for joining. Thank you for getting audio set up. Thank you, Oscar, for running cameras today. Audience, thank you for joining. Thank you for listening and watching. Let us know what you thought of our Hall of Fame, number one. Number two, let us know what your favorite John Williams scores are. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Listen to us there. Watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube. Like, I already said that. Comment. Share with your friends and family.
Like and comment again.
And again and again and again.
Don't unlike, though. Find a way to like more.
And that's it. Thank you guys for joining. We'll see you in a couple of weeks with the next episode.
Bye.